Hello and welcome to Oracle GL Cloud training. This session will be on how to run an FRS report. FRS stands for Financial Reporting Studio. These are reports like financial statements, like income statements and balance sheets that were built for Kaplan. So this session is on how to run them. So as always, I'm starting from the home area, and you can always get home by clicking on the home icon. Once you do that, you'll see a screen similar to what I have up. And you want to click on the one on the tile called Financial Reporting Center. So go ahead and do that. And once you do that, you're going to be brought to the Financial Reporting Center. And what you'll need is you'll need the listing of reports that you should have. And this is the area where you'll have access to all of the GL reports that were written. Most of them are some type of P&L or balance sheet. Keep in mind there's no budgets in the GL, so all of the data in the FRS reports will be actuals. If you need budget information, you need to go to EPBCS. So for Financial Reporting Center, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're going to be up in this search area up here. So what you want to do is there's going to be three things underneath: favorites, recent, and all. In the beginning, you want to make sure you're in all, and then you want to type in some of the search criteria for the report. So for example, if I wanted to run the 214 income statement report, I'm going to type in 21. It'll show all of the reports that meet that criteria. I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And then if I wanted to make this one of my favorite reports, I could just click on the star over here. Now it's marked as one of my favorites. And it'll also be marked as recent, and Oracle will remember that I've run this. It'll also remember the parameters that I am going to choose. So in order to run it, just click on it, and it'll bring you to a listing of parameters. I'm just expanding this a little bit to show it a little bit better. So the first one is the accounting period. You can either select this, and everything here is set up as a hierarchy. So if you wanted to select an accounting period, you could have, you can open up Q2 2020. You can see I have June 20 selected. If I wanted to select May, I could just click on the radio button, select June. If I wanted to open up the other quarter, I could just click on that and the other quarter is open. I'm going to leave it as June, and then I'm going to come down here and select OK. Same thing with ledger. It remembered the last time I ran this, so I'm going to go ahead and hit select. The ledgers are everything set up as a hierarchy, so even the ledgers. So these are all different ledgers and ledger sets. The ledger that I have right now, I believe, is under Kaplan Domestic. So if I wanted to expand Kaplan Domestic, you can see that I chose the KUSD ledger, which is under the Kaplan Domestic parent value. So, and then in this new system, even ledgers are under a hierarchy. So each of the ledgers also has a parent value. So I'm choosing KUSD as my ledger. I'm going to say OK. And then my company, I'm going to hit select. Companies are also set up as under hierarchies. So right now I've selected KTP parent value, which is 500, which falls under Kaplan Inc., which is 999. So, you'll get to know these, the values and how to navigate through the hierarchies. Just keep in mind all of these things are under hierarchies, and each of them, each of the values that you're going to choose, each of the parameters you're going to choose will also have, in most cases, have more than one hierarchy. So just keep that in mind as you navigate through. These are actually two separate hierarchies, all in the Kaplan hierarchy. So under the Kaplan hierarchy, you can see how it's set up as the different businesses in Kaplan. I'm choosing at a pretty high level KTP. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK. And then the other one is cost center. So what we want to do here is we want to select this, and this is important because depending on what business you're in, you want to make sure you pick the right hierarchy. Now in this one, you don't need to dig in any further than this. If I'm running this for Kaplan, I need to make sure I choose the Kaplan reporting hierarchy for cost center. If you're running this for Megaphone, you need to make sure you pick the Megaphone reporting hierarchy. For Slate Social Code, you need to make sure you pick the right reporting hierarchy. Otherwise, you're not going to get any data. So if you run a report and you don't get data, and you see maybe that you have all cost centers chosen, that may be the problem. You need to pick the business unit that you're running it for in the cost center. All right. So I chose that. And then the rest I just want to keep as all. So department all, intercompany all, product line all, delivery type all, project all. So one thing to keep in mind is you do need something in there other than just the name of it. So even in project, I need to make sure that I have, if I want to not specify any particular one of these, I still need to have the all project values in there. And currency I'm going to leave as USD. So then I'm going to just say okay. All right, so this report is finished, and as you can see, it produced data. And one of the nice things about these reports is all of these parameters that you chose are up here in blue at the top. So if you're analyzing your report, you don't need to really rerun the whole report. You can just, if you wanted to run it for, let's say, a different period, you could just click here, right in this blue, and you could just change the period right here, and it'll regenerate for that period. And you can do that for any of these ones that are in blue at the top, okay? And then just remember you have this blue arrow to see all of the parameters, all right? So that's that. The other thing on this page here is up in the upper left here, this drop down, you can download it. So if you wanted to export it to any of these things, I think Excel is going to be the most popular. You just click on the export to Excel and it'll download that to Excel. Okay. The other thing to keep in mind is any number that's underlined, you can drill into the GL. Okay. So if you're looking at this report and you see, okay, I see office supplies has $26,000 in it, and you want to see what that is, you could click right on that $26,000 and then hit drill to detail balances. If you do that, that's going to bring you down to the right into the general ledger, into the inquire on account balances page, so that you can further drill in. All right, so once that's done, you can see that all of these numbers here in my period activity will equal the, I think it was $26,000 that was that made up that balance. So if I am interested in this $600 here, I could just click on this number here and it'll take me into the journal entry. As you can see, this is a accounts payable invoice. So if I wanted to see what this invoice is, I could click on this. And this is just like the other session we have on drilling into a balance. So this shows the journal. And as you can see, this is an invoice that was entered. All right, so these are all the lines. So if I wanted to see what makes up this $887, I click on that. And this brings me all the way into the subledger. So you can see that this is part of an invoice. And then if I wanted to see the invoice, I can click on view transaction. And this brings me all the way back to the accounts payable invoice. So I could see that this was an invoice for AT&T, and this is one of the lines that made up that. So this is one way you can drill down on the amounts that are right in the FRS report itself. All right, so going back to the report, you can drill back into any of these lines here. This is one report of many that were written for Kaplan. As you can see, this report, as I said, is actuals. it has all the parameters that were chosen for this to be run. And like I said, you can download it to Excel, just hit the export to Excel. And once you download it to Excel, it just comes up exactly like this. Once it's in Excel, you can no longer drill back, but it has every row in there. And that's it. When you look at the reports listing, they'll be listed by type. So any of the reports that say FRS, you can run like this. All right, so that is running an FRS report in Oracle Cloud. Thank you very much.